Good evening and welcome to the URC action this evening from the DHL Stadium in Cape Town. It's the Stormers up against Leinster in the United Rugby Championship. And I'm just going to take you through the starting 23 of each team. It's a pleasure here on Forever Rugby and Forever Sports from myself, Roots, to take you through the live coverage. We've got for the Stormers 1 to 23, Brock Harris, Joseph Dweber, Nietling Fouché, Salman Murat, Ruben van Heerden, Marcel Tennyson, Ben Jason Dixon, Ivan Roos, Herschel Jankies, Mani Lebok, Ben Lauder, Damian Willemse, Dan Duplessis, Suleiman Hartzenberg, and Warwick Galant. 16 to 23, Andre Hugo Venter, Gwenzo Blows, Frans Malherbe, Connor Evans, Willie Engelbrecht, Ayachinka Daimani, Stefan Angara, and Wandesile Similani. For Leinster, 1 to 15, Michael Milne, John McKee, Michael Alatoa, Brian Deeney, Jason Jenkins, the South African, Reece Ruddock, Scott Penny, Max Deegan, Cormac Foley, Sam Prendergast, Rob Russell, Charlie Nagatai, Ben Brownlee, Liam Turner, and Henry McClurleen. 16 to 23 for Leinster, Gus McCarthy, Ed Byrne, Tom Claassen, Connor O'Tenahey, Damian Mangan, Finton Gunn, Charlie Tector, and Martin Maloney. A rather inexperienced Leinster side, but we know with their experience and with their class, the youngsters could do some damage here in Cape Town. Do give your score in the comments section. Who you're supporting, of course, if you're a South African fan. No doubt you're supporting the Stormers this evening. But do give your comments on what you think the score will be at the conclusion of this game. As we mentioned, Leinster perhaps not their first run on side. They struggled last week going down to the Lions. So they'll be looking to come back strong here at the DHL Stadium as we see the players running onto the field. It's all cheer for the Stormers. Of course, they can make headway in terms of their position on the log in the United Rugby Championship. Leinster, as I said, slipped up last week. They'll be looking to make amends as they conclude their two-match South African tour here. And hopefully they'd get a win. The stadium, it's not a full house, but there's good support in the crowd. The conditions are good. And the referee this evening has a task on his hands to manage both these sides in terms of consistency, as we say. We want to see from the referees, no doubt, but it's United Rugby Championship live here on Forever Rugby and for Forever Sports. And we're almost underway here in Cape Town. The Stormers, of course, the home fans will be cheering on their side all the way in this game this evening. What a pleasure to take you through this game. Dane Olivier, shout out, brother, says 22-18 to the Stormers. No doubt a Stormers fan right there in the comment section. Shout out, Dane. And we are underway with Lebok, who immediately makes an unforced error, not going the 10 required meters. So it's going to be a scrum down first up here to Leinster. And you want to cut out those unforced errors. Mani Lebok there, the ball just skidding off the right boot and not making the required 10 meters. So this, the first opportunity to see which team can gain any sort of ascendancy, some confidence at scrum time. We know if you do the job up front, it's all but a given that you can set up the right platform for your side, no doubt. All eyes on the scrum here, including the referee. And it's Leinster who feed. It's a strong scrum from both teams there, but the Stormers putting on a big shove, and immediately the referee giving the Stormers a penalty. That will do them the world of good. Brock Harris, Nietling Fouché, and of course Joseph Dweber in the middle at hooker. followed by the rest of the pack there doing the job and getting the penalty. We're on halfway, and Manie Lebok has ball in hand to put it into touch and set up attacking platform here for the Stormers. Can he find touch? And no, he can't. It's immediately another unforced error there from Lebok and Leinster this time around. Put the ball upfield. The Stormers allow it to bounce. But in fact, it did make its way. It trickled into touch. But a good clearance there from Prendergast. After Manie Lebok there, just not able to make anything of that penalty kick, not putting it into touch. And the Stormers immediately play the line out, halfway, playing from right to left. They feed it to Warwick Galant, who puts it to the boot. It's charged down, so it's a play on here, says the referee. And Leinster in possession now, just inside their own half. They throw a wide ball down this left-hand side. It's Brownlee, the outside centre, who takes it up right up against this left-hand touchline. Prendergast looks to feed one of his tight forwards there, Michael Milne. He's just not able to hold on to it there. In and out of the hands there from Prendergast, Michael Milne. But the referee playing under advantage there. The Stormers caught offside, as per the referee's decision there. And now an opportunity for Prendergast to put it into touch on this left-hand touchline, working it right up just outside the Stormers 22. And this young Leinster side will have their opportunity to attack. Just coming back to that Manie Lebok penalty kick into touch. We know he has class, but you want to do the basics right, especially early on in the game. And it's John McKee who feeds the line out. They look to set up a maul, but then play quickly. Away with it comes Willemse, and the Stormers now via Ben Loader. Yes, an opportunity. The Stormers pick up the loose ball. And it's Ben Loader who makes no mistake. The crowd will tell you that's what they came to see. And all for Leinster line out there. They themselves were not efficient. And it's up to you to take your opportunities. And it's Damien Willemse who picked up the loose ball, feeding Ben Loader. And he had the jet shoes to go all the way. That's the first 5-pointer. The Stormers storming ahead here early on in this United Rugby Championship clash. Once he got the ball, his eyes were just on the try line underneath the sticks. And that should just about be a 7-pointer for Manie Lebok. Right out in front here, but the Stormers up ahead by 5 points to 0. Perhaps against the run of play, but you take your opportunities when you can. Lebok adds the extra 2, and the Stormers up by 7 points to 0 here. And it's all smiles in the crowd there from the Stormers fans here at the DHL Stadium. Dan du Plessis in support. Ben Loader didn't need him. Tucked it underneath the left arm, scores the try. And the restart now from Leinster. They managed to regather, in fact. They're working their way up to the 22. It's Foley to Alatoa. Looking for quick ball, but the Stormers coming right through, but illegally so, says the referee. Marcus Piatti there. The Italian referee making his decision. His decision is final, and Prendergast, well within his range for the 3, opts to put it into touch, which shows you their attacking intent. They want to win this game, perhaps in 5s and 7s this evening. On account of their slip-up last week, obviously Leinster perhaps have that extra fire in their backside as they set up a line out on this right-hand touchline, about 8 metres out. It goes to the back. It's a good sack from the Stormers, and away with it comes Evan Roos to Willemse. The Stormers, Hartzenberg, they put it upfield now, and the chase is on here. Leinster find themselves deep inside their own half, and it's Healy who managed to wriggle his way through, but in contact he's lost it. It's going to be a scrum down to the Stormers, and in a blink of an eye, Leinster there perhaps not anticipating the Stormers coming so hard at them at line-out time. They thought they're going to have it all their own way. Evan Roos picked up the loose ball, fed Damien Willemse, who fed his support outside. They put it upfield with the kick, and all of a sudden, Leinster find themselves inside their own 22. With Herschel Junkies to feed, we're about 15 metres in from this left-hand touchline, about 18 metres out from the Leinster try line. Can the Stormers set up an attacking platform? The first scrum was strong early on. Can they build on that? Herschel Junkies with ball in hand. Mark Sony says, great start by Lebok. I can't help but feel that's a little bit sarcastic there, Mark. No doubt not the start he would have liked. But nonetheless, there's still time to make amends here for the Stormers. We know in attacking and general play, he can really make some magic happen. And the Stormers have an opportunity now with this scrum. The referee just looking for stability in front. Herschel Junkies, ball in hand to feed the scrum here for the Stormers. And it's a big one. It's another advantage, says the referee. So it's a free play up for the Stormers. Lebok puts it to the boot, but they're going to come back for that penalty advantage. And it's high fives all around from the forward pack. And Lebok, no doubt, also well within his range, is going to put it into touch. However, we're only 5 metres out from the Leinster try line here now. Can they go into double figures? They've got to set up the line out. Make it efficient here. Joseph Dweba to feed for the Stormers. And onward they go with the driving maul. The Stormers, Dweba at the back, in control. As Evan Roos joins the party, the Stormers looking to make some headway. Leinster in all sorts of trouble here. They ride on the try line, but held up, says the referee. Right on the spot there. And somehow Leinster come out of jail with that one. It's going to be an attacking 5-metre scrum. Or in fact, I beg your pardon, it's going to be a goal line dropout as per the rules. My mind tricked me there for a moment, but it was Dweba breaking away from that maul, and just on the last moment, Healy amongst others getting some bodies underneath that ball. He couldn't ground it. Leinster restart here, and away with it comes Evan Roos. Running hard as always. Dweba from Junkies. Leinster not committing too many at ruck time, and Gelant puts a little grubber ahead, forcing Prendergast to return the favour with a kick of his own. The Stormers back in possession. It's Libbok who throws a long ball out to Suleiman Hartzenberg. We know he can do some magic as well, the right winger. Play on, says the referee. The Stormers losing possession there on the 10-metre mark of Leinster, and it's Healy who feeds his inside centre there. Charlie Nagatai, who puts it into touch on this right-hand touchline. But we see the Leinster team there not committing too many numbers at ruck time, opting to fan out on defence. The Stormers are going to have to make use of the likes of Damian Willemse, amongst others, Warwick Holland, to break down this defence. But it's Joseph Dweba who will feed now for the Stormers at this line out, caught inside their own half here, working themselves up to the 10-metre mark. As Evan Russ runs hard at the line, but he's met on the advantage line as Herschel Junkies asks for support so he can shape with the kick. No, it's Libbok who will put it high. Perhaps a little bit too much weight on it from Libbok there. And Willemse goes in to make a good tackle, making a wonderful effort to roll away, but Leinster in possession now. McKee feeds it off, but they've driven back there a few metres by the Stormers' defence. So Prendergast decides he's going to put it up with a contestable kick. Can the Stormers somehow regather possession? Junkies goes in there to try and affect a turnover, but Leinster do come away with it. There's some space here, but the Stormers on defence manning up in terms of numbers. It's Healy to Prendergast. The ball sits up nicely for Rob Russell, the left winger, but just in that moment, he's knocked it on. So the Stormers will get a scrum, and 2 out of 2 scrums we've seen the no-nonsense approach by the referee in terms of seeing the scrum dominance the Stormers had up to now. Can they continue in that rich vein of form here? Just about on halfway, 5 metres in from this left-hand touchline. It's frenetic stuff for the moment, but it's the Stormers who are ahead here by 7 points to 0. Never count out this Leinster side, arguably the best team in European rugby. But just prior to this game, we saw the Lions go down to Munster as well. After defeating Leinster last week, Munster comfortably defeating the Lions by 33 points to 13. So another Irish side right in the thick of things in this United Rugby Championship. Can the Stormers make it 3 out of 3 at scrum time here? So far, this pack of forwards have really shown their worth. Against this young Irish side of Leinster, and again it's Neethling Forshey and company who affect another penalty advantage from the referee, and now a free play here for the Stormers, and away with it comes Warwick Holland. Just checking for the moment if the referee has waved play on. He has, and there's wonderful support here from Dan du Plessis. Suleiman Hartzenberg taking it off Holland there, and in support was Dan du Plessis. The Stormers now just need to feed it wide. Surely there's nobody out here. Libbok throwing the wild pass, anticipating his winger to be there. but he was right in the thick of things. Suleiman Hartzenberg. And the pass goes into touch, but the Stormers really need to capitalize on the scrum dominance for the moment as best they can. But Leinster will have a feed to the line out here, about 15 meters out from their own try line, but the referee says the throw from John McKee wasn't straight. And another opportunity up for the Stormers. They've got to make it count. John McKee there just throwing the line-out ball on the outside shoulder of his jumper. And the referee, rightfully so, awarding the scrum down to the penalty. Or to the line-out, should I say, that went awry there for Leinster. Still up by 7 points to 0. We're closing in on this first quarter. The Stormers would just like another try just to settle things for the moment. Big hit there on Damien Willem. Says time is off for the moment. He's just getting some attention. He seems to be okay, but the Stormers have a real opportunity deep in the half here and the 22 of Leinster. Can they make it 2 tries? Do we see some more scrum penalties here? Leinster under all sorts of pressure at scrum time. We know the likes of Frans Malherbe on the bench for the Stormers as well. As Quenzo Blase, Andre Hugo Venter. So that front row, in terms of the finishers, can still keep the momentum going come the second half. But they've got to capitalise here. They've got to turn pressure into points, the Stormers. As players restarted, it's Herschel Junkies with ball in hand. Who will feed the scrum? Crouch, bind, set, says the referee. And he's going to have a reset there. It looks like it's gone down. On the far side there of Leinster, so we will have a reset. Tough stuff up front there, Leinster. You can see blowing a little bit. They know they're up against it here. Can the Stormers make it count in the areas of the field that it matters most? Herschel Junkies to feed. It's on here for the Stormers now. It's gone down again. The referee seems to have a bit of patience. No, he doesn't. Penalty to the Stormers. That's 4 out of 4. Ominous signs for management and company of Leinster here. What sort of decisions do they make? But it's the veteran Brock Harris who's right in the thick of things. They're putting Michael Alatoa under all sorts of pressure, and this time around the Stormers have decided to take the 3 points. They want to come away from this area of the field with some points after relentless pressure at scrum time here. Leon Bauer says, come Stormers, remember Leinster will shift gears after half-time. Let's hope the management and the finishers who come on will anticipate that and make sure they can capitalise on this dominance. Shout out Leon Bauer as Lebok lines up the kick. This time around, There's no need to worry because he puts over the 3 points and the Stormers up by 10-0 here at the DHL Stadium in Cape Town. And it's Prendergast with ball in hand. With the restart here. He makes it contestable, but somehow it's Jantjies who comes away with it. And Ben Loader showing some strength on his feet. Playing under advantage here, says the referee. Evan Roos takes it off Herschel Jantjies. Shapes for a kick now, Jantjies looking for the contest in the air there, but it's well taken in the air there by Liam Turner and Leinster. Just not able to hold on to the ball, but still have possession here. Stuck just inside their own half. At the base, Cormac Foley. Not sure why I've been calling him Healy. It's Foley. And the Stormers come away with it. Herschel Jantjies to Libok, who puts it high. And the Stormers right up there with that contestable kick. Forcing the Leinster attacking play into touch. Dan du Plessis and Damien Willemse teaming up there on defence. Putting some massive pressure there on Henry McClellan. The fullback, no opportunity for him to get that ball away, and the Stormers will have a line-out feed here. Just inside, about 5 metres inside their own half. On this left-hand touchline. In fact, according to the referee there, the last person to touch the ball was Damien Willemse. So it's going to be a Leinster throw via John McKee. The Stormers into double figures, of course, with that last penalty from Libok. Leinster yet to get on the board. McKee feeds his 8th man, Max Deegan. Brought to ground, but playing under advantage now as they look to shift it wide down this right-hand touchline. The ball's gone loose there. An effective tackle by Joseph Dweba caused the ball to go loose. But the referee will be coming back. The Stormers players not rolling away there. And I think it was Ben Jason Dixon who's the man who's been penalised. And Prendergast will no doubt on halfway put it into touch, perhaps just outside of his range. And to a certain degree, Leinster chasing the game now. They don't want to be in a position come the third quarter. And they're too many points behind. As we said last weekend, massive win for the Lions against this Leinster side. Perhaps not what they were anticipating, but it's a loose line out, and it's Ruben van Heerden who picks up the loose ball. Herschel Jantjies feeding Joseph Dweba, who just wants to get a better angle. On the exit here, they just about 15 metres from their own try line, the Stormers. Herschel Jantjies to Libok. Under pressure, but manages to make a wonderful clearance upfield. Perhaps just growing into this game now, Moni Libok. We know perhaps sometimes he does get some criticism, but no doubt we also, on the flip side, realise the worth that he is to this Stormers side, and no doubt the Springboks as well. The World Cup winner as Leinster feed the line out. They're just inside the Stormers' half. From this right-hand touchline, they look to work centre field. It's Foley. Puts a nothing kick really up ahead. And Ben Loader with the opportunity and the left boot to pump it upfield. Chasing hard, getting everybody on side. And Prendergast now joins the kicking duel. It's a loose ball. Who wants it? It's Gelant. Puts the grubber ahead. And away with it comes Lebok. Looking to free it up there, but somehow Leinster come away with the loose ball there. The idea was right from Mani Lebok. But it's Charlie Nagatai who's brought to ground, and taking it up is Michael Milne. Foley, Prendergast. Is there space here for Brownlee? Wrapped up tightly in defence. The Stormers looking to counteract. No advantage, says the referee. So we're going to come back for the penalty there. The Stormers caught offside. Little look of confusion from the coaching staff of the Stormers there. But Evan Roos just perhaps a step offside there, according to the referee, Salman Murat. The captain just getting clarification from the referee. But it will be a Leinster penalty. The referee's decision is final. And it was, in fact, Evan Roos there. Rushing up just perhaps a millisecond too early on Charlie Nagatai. And now the opportunity here for Leinster to put it deep into the Stormers' half. With this penalty kick down this left-hand touchline, time just off for the moment. There's a replacement of boots. Leinster yet to get their scoring boots on. Still at 0. The Stormers up by 10 points. Can they make this little handy lead count as we work our way to the half-hour mark here in this United Rugby Championship clash at the DHL Stadium? Both teams equal in terms of possession. It's just the Stormers perhaps taking their opportunities when it matters. Deep in the danger zone. A converted try and a penalty separates the two teams for the moment. And Scott Penny has his boots on. Time is back. And into touch and into the 22. Leinster go marching on. According to their own standards, perhaps at line-out time and most certainly at scrum time. They've been somewhat below par. Good for the Stormers, however. It's front of the line-out ball this time around. It's safe. Nagatai feeds Ben Brownlee, who's met hard on the gain line, should I say. The Stormers defence showing some heart. It's Foley again, trying to work his players coming around the corner. They're into the 22. As we said, but not making any headway really here. And it's the fullback, Henry McClellan, who puts it to the boot. Somehow it bounces in his favour. And somehow Leinster have gone over. But they're going to have a check here with the assistant referee. If there was any interference there. It's up to the TMO in consultation with the referee. And the referee is not going to award the try to Liam Turner. In fact, there was interference from the fullback Henry McClellan there on Damien Willemse. And the Stormers get to exit with the penalty here via the boot of Mani Lebok, who does in fact find touch safely. The Stormers with the opportunity in possession here. Safe ball for Ruben van Heerden on their own 10-meter mark on this right-hand touchline. They play centre field. Janky Sturus wrapped up on defence. But the Stormers more retention and speed at the ruck has been on point, forcing Leinster to make the clearance kick. After that kick ahead there from Lebok. It was the right winger who put it into touch. Liam Turner and the Stormers now on Leinster's 10-meter mark and just beyond on this left-hand touchline with Joseph Dweba to feed. Just some attention here to one of the Leinster players, perhaps a little bit of cramp. But as the scoreboard suggests, that scrum dominance and taking the opportunities when they are presented is the reason why we're up at 10 points to 0, and this Leinster side have yet to show why they are regarded as one of the greatest teams in European rugby, with perhaps a subpar performance up to now. And the Stormers, just as I say that, unfortunately throw the ball in on the outside shoulder, not straight, says the referee. And the culprit there, Joseph Dweba, perhaps. Very tough call though on Joseph Dweba. You got a feel for him. But it awards Leinster scrum, and perhaps not something they're looking forward to. 4 scrums out of 4 they've conceded. Scrum penalties. The Stormers can do this all day with the way they're going on in the scrum here. Foley with ball in hand. On their own 10-meter mark, 15 meters in from this left-hand touchline. Leinster feed the scrum. This time around it's solid. The pickup from Deegan. They look to free it outside now to Liam Turner. Can't get past Ben Loader there. Good defence from the Stormers, but they're over the advantage line. Prendergast to Jason Jenkins. Hit hard by Ruben van Heerden, and the Stormers all over that ball, surely. Penalty, says the referee there. The Stormers were all over it. And in the rush of trying to secure the ball, the clean-out was above the shoulders. And the referee on the spot to award the Stormers the penalty. What decision awaits us here? It's going to be a kick at goal. We're about 48 meters out, just off centre field on this right-hand side. And it was the clean out there on Marcel Tennyson. As per the referee, that was deemed illegal. Can Lebok add the extra 2? Perhaps just on the edge of his range, but no doubt backs himself, as you should as a fly-off. It's the direction we're looking for here from Mani Lebok. Likes to eat up most of his time on the shot clock. Takes a deep breath. But the opportunity to add the extra 3 here for the Stormers and take it just about 2 scores clear, Lebach. It's sailing. It's sailing. It's over! Marty, you beauty! The Stormers up by 13 points to 0. And the Stormers fans cheers start to get just a little bit louder. Take your points when they're on offer. Perhaps in this game we haven't seen too many phases in terms of double figures here, so both sides getting the opportunities with ball in hand. But it's the Stormers who so far have made the most of their opportunities, but Leinster come away with it from the restart. Down this left-hand side, Russell is brought to ground. Textbook tackle there. The Stormers not committing at ruck time, keeping legs on their feet in defence. It's a kick ahead. It's Warwick Gelant to Damien Willemse, who puts it upfield. He's got to make the chase to put everyone on side. But it's Henry McClellan, the fullback, who comes running back hard at the line here. The Stormers defending resolutely here as the Leinster side looks to work their way up to the 22. Perhaps caught running a bit laterally, and it's Evan Roos who makes a dominant tackle there. No way through there. Sorry, young man. Foley to Jenkins. Looking for the big men to get it over the advantage line, but the Stormers' defence proving worthy. Paying their school fees, as they say, on defence. Lovely vision there. Leinster with the little kick pass down this left-hand side. Prendergast looking for Rob Russell, but the touchline, the ultimate winner. And a momentary sigh of relief for the Stormers there, still keeping this Leinster side at 0. Holding that scoreboard pressure, forcing this Leinster side to perhaps do things out of the ordinary there. And sometimes, as we know, those kick passes can pay off. But on this occasion, the bounce of the rugby ball, unforgiving there. Rob Russell just not able to get to it, the touchline. Favourable there for the Stormers. Joseph Tweba will feed just outside the Stormers 22. This time around, it's a solid ball, and Chakis feeds the go-to man, Evan Roos. Will he shape for a kick from the base here, Herschel Jenkins? Yes, he does. It's high in the Cape Town sky. The contest will come from Suleiman Hartzenberg. He gets it. And the Stormers all of a sudden up and beyond this Leinster 10-metre mark. They've just got to shift it now. There's numbers out wide. Gelant to Willemse. Loader outside him. We know he's got the fend. Bumps off one of the defenders of Leinster, and Evan Roos comes charging ahead. The Stormers have a real opportunity here. With 5 minutes to go in the first half, it's a lovely little kick from Lebach. Finds Suleiman Hartzenberg, but just in the process ran out of space. And Marnie Lebach growing into his own here. He really has that vision and the accuracy on the kick pass. We saw him do it in the World Cup against Scotland. Who can forget the no-look kick pass to find Kurt Lee Orense on that occasion, and on this occasion almost finding, or in fact he did find Suleiman Hartzenberg, but just running out of space on this left-hand touchline. And we're 5 metres out from the Leinster try line. They have to play. And most certainly just about have to exit in this area of the field, Leinster, so they find themselves on the wrong end of the stick, as they would say, in terms of field position. Perhaps early celebrations from the crowd in Cape Town will tell you they have the confidence that the Stormers side can send Leinster home winless on their South African tour. But it's this line-out where the spotlight will be on here. Leinster have to first win the ball. Can the Stormers put some pressure on here? They do go to the back of the line-out. And the referee awards a free kick here to Leinster there, the Stormers perhaps, according to the referee, just infringing at line-out time in terms of their numbers. And Prendergast manages to relieve the pressure here. But it will be possession to the Stormers. It's not a penalty. To the Stormers on the 10-metre mark here on this left-hand touchline. Perhaps one real last opportunity just before half-time to add to that scoreboard pressure that they've been grafting at Ruben van Heerden off the top. Jankie Stellebok. Willemse to Dan du Plessis. There's support from Tiernison and the Stormers up and over the advantage line and just about beyond the 22 of Leinster, but it's going to be a penalty, says the referee, to the Stormers, putting this Leinster side under all sorts of pressure. It's decision time here for the Stormers. They're going to take the 3 points. Going by the mantra of take the points when they're on offer. And one of the Leinster players there just causing obstruction, as per the referee. The Stormers up by 13 with the potential to add the extra 3 here and take it more than 2 converted tries clear. Force Leinster out of their comfort zone come the second half. If they can keep them at 0, they've got to chase the game. The pressure's going to be on. How will they respond? First, Libok has to put it over. Makes absolutely no mistake. And that's an extra 3, folks. The Stormers up by 16 points to 0 here in Cape Town, with a little over 1 minute to go before half time. It's the Stormers who take round 1 here in terms of this first half. Round 2 awaits us, of course. When the finishers come on, how they can respond once the legs get tired, but the Stormers gather the restart here. Jankie Stellebok who puts it high, and it's Hartzenberg who's chased hard all night. It's Ruben van Heerden who picks up the loose ball. The Stormers in possession from that 50-50 kick. Herschel Jankies unfortunately kicks it straight into McClellan. The Stormers looking to attack here. Putting it into touch, finding grass inside the field of play and forcing Leinster back deep inside their own half via the boot of Warwick Galante. But some wonderful chasing this evening from Suleiman Hartzenberg, giving the opportunity to Ruben van Heerden to gather the loose ball contesting high. And all of a sudden, Leinster are again stuck just outside their own 22 here. This time it's loose ball. It's in favour of the Stormers. Joseph Dweba, lovely little soft ball to Lebok. They're only 5 metres out now. Lebok sets it up for Herschel Jantjies, who finds Ruben van Heerden. Playing under advantage, the Stormers now. We thought that penalty was perhaps their last opportunity for points here, but there is another one. The referee's arm is out for another advantage, and it's Van Heerden who takes it off Evan Roos and makes some wonderful post-contact meters. The Stormers under a free play here. Lebok just unable to hold on to it. But it's going to be a penalty to the Stormers. 5 metres out from this Leinster try line, and it's relentless for the moment here. The referee having a conversation saying, in this area of the field, I don't want any more. Normal time up on the clock. Will they add the extra 3 here? Via the boot of Moni Lebok. Rushing up offside there, so a couple of advantages there in favour of the Stormers there. A couple of infringements from Leinster. See them under the pump here. And the Stormers, in fact, look for all money like they've called for a scrum from this penalty. The Stormers want to put some massive pressure on here. At scrum time, which they've done all of this first half. Suck the life out of the forwards of this Leinster side. Force them to perhaps look at changes come the second half. But what can the Stormers do here? They're 15 metres in from this left-hand touchline and 5 metres out from the Leinster try line. Can they do themselves and the crowd and the South African supporters a favour and get over for a try here, which will bring us into half-time? The referee just calling for a reset there. The Stormers showing their worth at scrum time, taking their opportunities in terms of points. And the scoreboard reflects deservedly so in favour of the Stormers here by 16 points to 0. We're well into extra time here, but we're going to effect after another restart a scrum down for the Stormers. Both sides going down as per the referee. It's on here, folks. They need a solid base, the Stormers. Herschel Jantjies with ball in hand. The hit is good. The Stormers looking to put some pressure on here. Jantjies with a bit of a loose ball. The referee says it didn't go forward. He's brought to ground. They're only 4 metres out. Lebok goes in to play scrum off. Feeds Solomon Murat, who breaks away. Can he score? Wriggles his way. The big powerful lock forward. Solomon Murat over for the try, and that will take them into half-time. Well, over 3 scores clear if the conversion can be successful. But Murat took it off. Lebok, who went into play 9 after Herschel Jantjies was tied up with that breakaway, and showing just how strong he is. They tried to take him too high, and he powered his way through over the try line. The Stormers in a real commanding position here now, and the conversion attempt to take it up to 23 awaits us here via Mani Lebok. Leinster under all sorts of pressure. They have it all to do in the second half. If the Stormers can continue in this rich vein of form here in the first half, they perhaps can start chasing a bonus point. But nonetheless, there is still a second half. But it's all for Leinster to do as Mani Lebok heats up the shot clock time here. Shapes for the kick, curls it in. It's curling, it's sailing, it's over straight down the middle. Go Mani Lebok, go Stormers, and that is half time, folks. The Stormers up by 23 points to 0. Get your refreshments and get back down to your seat. It's the DHL Stormers in a real commanding position here in Cape Town. I'll see you in just a little bit. I beg your pardon for the audio that I did not activate for the moment, but it was Damien Willemse who took it upfield and the ball just being jotted down in the in-goal area there. But we saw the feet of Damien Willemse in full flight there. Perhaps just a bit too much weight on the kick, but taking no chances there was the scrum of Foley as Leinster restart with the 22 dropout here. Joseph Dweba feeds Ben Jason Dixon, and the Stormers now via Herschel Chakis is away, dips the body low and scores the try. And now the Stormers can really start looking at taking this game completely away from Leinster. It's try time for Herschel Chakis. And it's the Stormers who go up to 28 points around the ruck, sniping as a scrum off would and going over for the try to all but make the conversion a formality under the sticks. It's Herschel Chakis who gets try number 3 for the Stormers. They can start chasing the bonus point now. Leinster are up against it here in their South African tour, of course, as we mentioned, going down to the Lions. And now facing real adversity here. It's up to 30 points to 0. The Stormers in the lead here. And Leinster are going to have to start chasing the game. No doubt they can't be doing it in threes for the remainder of this game as Prendergast looks to get us underway with the restart here. It's high, it's contestable. Who wants it? Jason Jenkins for Leinster there. But the referee just awarding the scrum to the Stormers. Knocked on in the process, says the referee. Byrne comes on for Milne in the front row. And Clarkson comes on for Ella Alatoa. So this is the call we were talking about, perhaps, to try and give them some sort of platform at scrum time, Leinster. Or will it be pretty much of the same that we saw in that first half when the Stormers pack were flying high all over this Leinster pack of forwards? Herschel Chakis with ball in hand. And a real comfortable lead at 30 points to 0 in this United Rugby Championship clash here at the DHL Stadium. As the Stormers pack down for the scrum, Herschel Chakis to feed here. They're just inside their own half. It's gone down again, but the referee just calling for a reset. Change it loose head and tight head for Leinster, as we mentioned. Will it have a positive impact for them? But the Stormers with ball in hand to attack from this scrum as the scrum is reset here. Brock Harris, the veteran, putting in a real shift. It's solid from the Stormers. They go ahead. This time around, it's a penalty to Leinster. So immediately the replacement's paying dividends. And this time around, the referee says Brock Harris was scrumming in at an angle. He has a wry smile, doesn't quite agree. But the referee's decision is final. No doubt Prendergast will look to put it into touch, which he does, and they're only about 10 meters out from the Stormers' try line, but the line out has gone awry. And Ruben van Heerden comes away with it now. It's Damian Willems who picks up the loose ball. Perhaps not getting as much distance as he would have liked on the kick, but nonetheless safely puts it into touch on this left-hand touch line. And it's going to be John McKee to feed. Can he get it right here for Leinster? Just outside the Stormers 22. Scott Penny looks to break away. Charlie Nagatai up and over the 22, but penalty advantage, says the referee. The Stormers going off their feet at ruck time. And the man penalised is Joseph Dweba there. Leinster now putting on the pressure. They're going to need to. They're well behind on the scoreboard. They're yet to get on the scoreboard. They have it all to do there, but over the advantage line was Charlie Nagatai. And clearly Joseph Dweba there, just unfortunately losing himself in the moment, going off his feet. Can they make this entry into the 22 count here? They're 8 meters out. Safe ball to Jason Jenkins. Advantage here for Leinster. There's a little bit of an urgency. Prendergast tries to put the kick ahead. He can't do so. And they're only about 5-6 meters out. The Stormers are going to have to be careful of repeated infringements here in this danger zone. Time off for the moment, just some blood being attended to on one of the Leinster's players' forehead. But according to the referee there, just an illegal sack of the maul. And it's Scott McKee who's the man who's getting the attention. Or in fact, it's the replacement. Prop forward. Ed Byrne is going to have to go off. Michael Milne will come back on the field just as they get that attended to. But here come Leinster with the trick play this time around. In the line out, 4 meters out. They need to build some sort of resistance here to get back into this game if it's at all possible. Time for the moment on their side. Just over a half an hour to play. It's Jenkins who picks up. And here come Leinster now. They're only a meter out. Clarkson just about there. The ball is loose. The Stormers conceding another penalty. Has the referee's patience run out here? Calling over the captain, saying this is going to be it. The next one goes to the bin. And Salman Murat delivering that message to his players. It's Leinster who go for the tap and go. McKee looks to set it up. Can they make it count? Yeah, they're only a metre up. Now the Stormers defending for their lives on their own try line here. Stopped short. No way through there. Dipping low. Can Leinster make it count? The Stormers can't hold them out, and Leinster finally get themselves on the scoreboard. That's a 5-pointer. And the Leinster fans who have made the trip to Cape Town have something to cheer about. It's Max Teagan, their number 8, who gets their first points with the conversion to come. Ran onto the ball, had some work to do, but so close to the line. Urshel Jankies just couldn't keep him out. And it's try time for Leinster. Prendergast to add the extra 2 here. Which he does successfully. That's a 7-pointer. Leinster have something to show for their efforts. The Stormers still more than 3 scores clear, so still chasing the game hard here are Leinster. Is there a small window of opportunity for them to get back in this game? They're going to have to shore up on the efficiency in their set plays, no doubt. They're going to have to put the phases together. But we saw on that occasion, managing to break down the Stormers' defence as the Stormers kick off. Leinster gather the restart just outside their own 22. It's loose ball. Somehow they've recovered it. Foley looking to play down this right-hand side. Away with it now, Leinster breaking away. It's the left winger. Nobody's going to stop him. It's 2 tries in 2 minutes. Leinster starting to perhaps believe here. Into double figures. It's the left winger who goes over. Rob Russell, who put it into 5th gear. And just like that, Leinster score their 2nd try. Wonderful support from Russell. Had the angle on Monty Lebok there. And the momentum after the affected tackle. Taking him up and over the try line. The conversion to come. Slightly tricky one here up against this right-hand touchline for Prendergast. The distance isn't a problem. Can't find his range in terms of direction. It stays at 30 points to 12. The Stormers are going to have to take note that this Leinster side have some sort of boost of confidence here and not allow this game to get too close. They've worked so hard for this lead. Lebok with the restart. Safely gathered by Leinster there as they look to play via Foley. looking for a better angle, perhaps going to shape with the kick here. From the base, he does, looking for his chasers. There's enough time for Warwick Gelant. Can he find some space? He's up and over the advantage line. But Leinster all over that ball there. And somehow, as the second half has taken shape, the tide of momentum is slightly going in favour of Leinster here. Whatever that half-time team talk was, the players have taken to heart there. Warwick Gelant going to ground. And it was Herschel Jantjies who had to go in to try and secure the ball. But Leinster all over that ball, and the man responsible for the turnover, Scott Penny. Conor Tierney on the field here. The lock forward replacement. So we see changes happening in this forward pack. It's a knock-on advantage, and Leinster, via Scott Penny, look to break away. Prendergast feeds his outside centre Brownlee, and here they come again, Leinster. They thought they were away there. Rob Russell, who's got a try to his name, but the pass went forward. Coming back for the advantage will be Leinster with the scrum here, as we see Andre Hugo Venter coming on the field to replace Joseph Dweber. The Stormers dipping into their finishes. Has the tide changed here this evening? The Stormers still with the healthy lead by 30 points to 12. Scrum down to Leinster here, just between the Stormers' 10-metre mark and 22. 5 metres in from this right-hand touchline. They're still chasing this game, but showing that they do, in fact, have the capability. They just got to string the phases together and perhaps on occasion rely on the bounce of the rugby ball. Foley with ball in hand. Picked up by Deegan. And here come Leinster now. Charlie Nagatai, Rob Russell. The support is good. They're only about 15 metres out. The Stormers under all sorts of pressure here. Advantage, says the referee. Will he dig into his pocket here, considering the position on the field? Here's an opportunity. Chipped ahead, but playing under advantage, so a free play there. And the referee does in fact tip into his pocket. The Stormers will be down to 14. It's Evan Roos who will spend the next 10 minutes in the sin bin. And Leinster opting for the scrum, and we see the Stormers now putting on their forward replacements here in terms of props. Tight head and loose head. Brock Harris and Joseph Dweber making way for Quenza Blase and France Malherbe. What a shift from the loose head prop. Brock Harris, well over 400 professional games, and showing the tenacity, the guile, perseverance, and passion at scrum time to contribute towards his team. It's really commendable, no doubt. But Leinster in a good attacking position here. Just offset from the uprights of the Stormers. So there is a blind side to play with. Options on both sides for Leinster here. Remember the Stormers, a man down to 14 without Evan Riss, who was the recipient of that yellow card. And it's an early shove and relief here for the Stormers at scrum time with the free kick. Frans Malherbe, the man responsible for putting this Leinster front row on edge. The Springbok World Cup winner, highly regarded as one of the best tight heads in the world. And the free kick does in fact find Manie Libbok, and he finds touch with his boot. It's going to be a Leinster put in there. Wandisile Simelane coming on the field. This exciting attacking outside back replacing Dan du Plessis. So the Stormers looking at their bench for some fresh legs. The line out lost there, and Blosse picks up the loose ball. The Stormers in possession on their own 10-meter mark here, 15 meters in from this right-hand touchline as they play towards centre field. Jantjies to Libbok, who puts it high. Wonderful take out of the air there. But it's Damian Willemse, unfortunately gathering the ball, but in the process losing it. Leinster back in possession. Under scrum advantage, Prendergast looked for the kick pass. It was charged down there. They're going to come back for a scrum down to Leinster. We're on halfway centre field. Still chasing this game hard. There's one more quarter to go. They've got to pull the trigger, no doubt. The Stormers, though, will be looking to get some sort of points to just take that edge in this game away. Break the spirits of this Leinster side. Scrum down to Leinster centre field on halfway here. Still trailing by 12 points to 30 against the home side. And it's a scrum penalty in favour of the Stormers. And it's again that man, Frans Malherbe. What a man to have coming off the bench. And immediately the Stormers opting for the 3 points. They want to take this game clear, realizing that Leinster could potentially creep their way back into this game. Salman Marat instructs Manie Libbok, back yourself with the distance here on halfway. Get us the 3 points. He's kicked well all evening. Manie Libbok. With the opportunity now to add the extra 3 here for the Stormers. It's Mani Libok. It's a strike. That's good, but the direction is not good. The Stormers looking to play quickly as Leinster tried to play that one and kick it deep downfield. It's the Stormers looking for field position here, but gifting Leinster possession via Prendergast. Rob Russell has been up for the running. The left winger. And Leinster in possession now, looking to build some phases. It's Prendergast. They're finding some space down this right-hand side, but there's cover at the back. It's Damien Willemse. Whoops, not to put it into touch, albeit he was inside his 22. Looking for the kick pass there. It's worked out for the right winger there. And Leinster in possession, up, working their way up to the 22, should I say. There's men out wide. The Stormers still down to 14. Up and over inside the 22 come Leinster. Backward, says the referee, and Clarkson picks up the loose ball. Leinster stringing the phases together here. The Stormers with a double tackle there. Still defending with the man short, but showing heart. And as Leinster were looking to secure that ball off their feet, says the referee, the Stormers can breathe here. Deep inside their own 22 with this penalty kick, they can put it into touch. And set up a line-out play. Couple of more replacements coming on the field. Tictor coming on for Nagatai. It's had a good afternoon, the inside centre. And for the Stormers, it's their playmaker in the forwards. Plays like a backline player. Over Chinka Daimani. He can make things happen. Surely the real classy impact player when he comes off the bench. With a fresh pair of legs, can he add impact to the Stormers side? Willemse picks up the loose ball. Marat to Hugo Venter, who bumps one off, showing real strength. And the Stormers this time around penalised for going off their feet in trying to secure that ball. Penalty to Leinster, and Prendergast is going to waste no time. There's only about 12 minutes left, folks. Can the Stormers find that bonus point? The line-out was good, but the Stormers come away with it via Warwick Holland. Knocked on in contact from Leinster there. But Holland just taken into touch. Evan Roos returns from his yellow card, and the Stormers back to a full complement of 15 here. As we see the likes of Willie Engelbrecht also entering the fray here. Ben Jason Dixon making way for Engelbrecht. What sort of approach do the Stormers take here to this line out, putting into touch into the 22 on this right-hand touchline? It's safe ball for Ruben van Heerden. It's a driving maul from the Stormers. And breaking away is Andre Venter. But he's matched in defence. It's Willemse. Going into play 9 and Evan Roos. Looking to make a couple of extra meters. It's Libok. Here's an opportunity now. Wandesile Simelane just can't get away. Lovely little ball. Soft hands from Daimani. He's got all the skill in the world. The Stormers playing under advantage here. Can they add the bonus point? Here it is now for Engelbrecht. There's a try. He's been on the field for about 50-odd seconds, if a minute. And Billy Engelbrecht gets the bonus point for the Stormers. Takes them up to 35 points to 12, and perhaps a bridge too far for Leinster now to come back. Showed some resolve early on with those 2 tries in about 2 minutes. But then the Stormers come up with something like this, playing under advantage. And Billy Engelbrecht fends off a would-be tackler and then has eyes only on the try line. The Stormers now in real territory to take the full complement of 5 points from this game. Send Leinster home with 0 from 2 after their loss to the Lions, and that in fact is a conversion. It's 37 points to 12 in favour of the Stormers. The restart from Prendergast is received safely by Damian Willemse. And it's the fullback of Leinster receiving the kick upfield and going up and over the halfway line. It's Foley. Prendergast floating a ball out to Russell, but he's wrapped up in defence. Prendergast feeding it with soft hands, but finding no space here. Going back a few meters. Stuck inside their own half, looking for the whip ball. It's Prendergast who has to take it up. He's run out of options. The Stormers all over that one. But somehow Leinster retain possession. It's Clarkson, the replacement prop forward, who goes route 1. It's an unforced error here. This is what we were talking about. Leinster now chasing the game. The scrum off there, just putting it straight into touch. And the Stormers will have the line out feed inside on Leinster's 10-metre mark on this left-hand touchline via Andre Venter. The Stormers 25 points clear here with a little over 7 minutes to go. The massive statement here as they work their way up on the log in the United Rugby Championship. A full complement of 5 points. The line out is good. It's Hungara who feeds Libok, who puts it high. The chase is good. Who wants it? Similani affecting the tackle that's caused the turnover. The Stormers will have the put into the scrum. And the spirits of this Leinster side just about broken. The reality starting to set in for their home fans who've made the trip across to South Africa. They've come up well short. They'll have to consolidate, go home. But as we mentioned, it is a young Leinster team. They'll strengthen it up once they get back home for their final push in the pool phase of this United Rugby Championship for the Stormers. The mission was, I'm sure, a full 5 points. And it's just about mission accomplished. 4 would have been good, but 5 makes it all that sweeter as Hungara looks to feed the scrum here. Free kick in favour of Leinster as they look to put it upfield. It's Silemain Hartzenberg who takes it up into contact. Hungara to Andre Jugo Venter, the Stormers via Libok. They're looking to play here. Willemse. Is there space here? Is there an opportunity? The chase is good. Similani and Loader chasing it up. Prendergast. Leinster come away with it now. Who wants it? It's loose ball. Willemse all over it. The referee on the spot gives the penalty. Thank you very much. That's the experience that a Springbok World Cup winner will bring, even as we're closing this game out, still showing the intent to finish strong here, the Stormers and Libok, with the opportunity to put it deep into Leinster territory, which he does. His kick for touch, generally speaking, is really a weapon in his arsenal. He gets some good distance, really gives his forwards some confidence as they walk forward and actually trot into this line out, knowing they can go forward. It's Loader who takes it off the line out. The Stormers now via Murat, bumping off one defender. Can the Stormers rub salt in the wounds here? No, says the referee. Penalty. Murat just holding on a little too long for the referee's liking. And Leinster will have some sort of consolation here. One real last opportunity with 3 minutes to play to put something on the board. They'll leave South Africa with no points. But an experience and lesson, should I say, would be learned from this Leinster side on this tour of South Africa. It sounds unforgiving, but they need the exposure, and the Stormers side, no doubt, have just been a step ahead. If we think of their dominance at scrum time for the majority of this game, it's very hard to set up a platform when you keep getting penalised at scrum time and you have a guy like Manie Libbok putting it into touch upfield, setting up a line out. They've been efficient, the Stormers, and Hungara on that occasion from the base puts it to the boot and finds a wonderful touch on this right-hand touchline. In fact, it's a 50-22. And the Stormers will have the feed to this line out. It's advantage, says the referee, after Murat took it. Can the Stormers come away with it now? Here come the Stormers. Warwick Galant with a little bit of individual magic. Get out of here. Surely now. Yes, it is. What a little bit of trick play there from Warwick Galant. And he'll do those things to you. Don't take your eyes off him. This boy is simply magic. And he can create magic in an instant. Made as if he was going to pass. Sold it to the Leinster defence. And they bought it twice on a Sunday. It's Warwick Galant who goes over. Surely, you beauty. What a try. In this left-hand corner to take it up to 42. The conversion to come from Warwick Galant. There will be time. One feels, or will there be time for a restart? That'll be up to the referee's discretion. But the shot clock showing 15, 14, 13. Lebok will eat it all up and send the Stormers up the log in the United Rugby Championship. Would you believe it? It's hit the post against the left-hand upright. It's 42 points to 12. And it's a convincing victory here. The referee's discretion says there is time for a restart, but should the Stormers get it back, no doubt they'll put it straight into touch. They've got the 5 points, and it's Willemse safe under that high ball. Such a versatile player. We know he can do rugby at most positions in the back line. Showing his worth, gathering that restart. But Lebok says enough is enough. The Stormers go marching on and up the ladder in the United Rugby Championship, overcoming Leinster by 42 points to 12 here in Cape Town. What a pleasure it's been to take you all through it from myself, Roots, here at Forever Rugby and Forever Sports. Until next time, bye for now.